High Court sitting in Port Harcourt has fixed 27th of October for judgment in the trial of 12 suspects accused of killing a female police inspector, Christiana Erekere, at the Taba police station in Kana local government area. During the session, defense counsels argued that the prosecution failed to provide credible evidence linking their clients to the crime and urged the court to discharge and acquit the defendants, while prosecuting counsel Barrister Celestine Dixon said the actions of the defendants led to the violent death of Inspector Erekere and prayed the court to convict and sentence them for conspiracy and murder. Meanwhile, the court confirmed that the officer in charge of legal, CSP Stephen Onwuchi, has complied with its orders to release properties belonging to the suspect, adding that the items were not part of the exhibits before the court, while Justice Augusta Kingsley Chukwu declared the date after counsels to all defendants adopted their final written addresses. Bayelsa State Government has acquired 2 aircrafts to commence commercial flight operations at the Bayelsa International Airport, and the 2 aircraft are expected to be used in the Yenagoa, Abuja and Yenagoa Lagos routes. The Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Mr. Daniel Alabra, said in a statement released on Tuesday that Governor Doye Diri disclosed this during the court's visit by the Prime Minister of the State of Africa in Diaspora, Dr. Tin Louis George, to Government House, Yenagoa. Governor Diri said his administration is determined to make the Bayelsa International Airport more commercially effective for flight operations, while welcoming Dr. Louis George on his maiden visit to the Union to represent them. Louis George said the visit to Bayelsa State was to explore areas of collaboration in aviation, providing support for a smart city, education and medical facilities, among other sectors, and also recalled that the state government first declared plans to purchase aircraft for commercial operations in August 2024, while partnering with the United Nigeria Airlines and Ibom Air for flights to and from Yenagoa. Residents along Lower Erejua Road by Ope Junction, Warri, Delta State, have lamented the early morning fire that razed down 2 buildings and raised concerns over the inability of Delta State firefighters to put out the fire. While owners of the affected properties and goods wailed during the fire, vandals had a 3-day looting, even as neighbors attempted to help the situation. Eyewitnesses said residents attributed the cause of the fire to an electrical breach and the challenge faced by the firefighters while trying to put out the fire. Elder Paul Obiri, a landlord in Ope and former football coach of the defunct NNPC Football Club Warri, said the fire broke out of one of the affected compounds where power was restored by Benin Electricity Distribution Company, BEDC, about 1 a.m. after 3 days of power outage. Coach Obire also said the firefighters whose station is located in the neighborhood, which responded almost immediately, but only for them to allegedly complain that their fire truck did not have water to pull out the fire. While sympathizing with victims of the fire disaster, Obire frowned at the activities of some unscrupulous persons involved in looting of goods and properties of victims during and after the fire disaster, saying the development shows the level of hunger and poverty in the country. Nigerian Army officer Lieutenant Samson Haruna has died after sustaining severe burns when his wife allegedly set him ablaze during a domestic dispute. A statement on Tuesday in a post on X by counter-insurgency expert Zagazola Makama said the tragic incident occurred at Wellington Basi security expert. The officer, who was also a medical doctor attached to the 6th Battalion Regimental Medical Officer, had a heated argument with his wife, Mrs. Samson Haruna, which resulted in her dousing him with petrol and setting him on fire. The statement also said the officer sustained severe burns and was immediately stabilized at the military reference section in the barracks before being evacuated to the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital for further management, and the officer, however, succumbed to his injuries despite efforts by medical personnel to save his life. Anambra State Governor and former Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Professor Charles Soludo, has questioned a proposal by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to limit its power to review electoral results and warned that the move could undermine efforts to curb impunity in Nigeria. In electoral technology, 2015 to 2025, Soludo commended the Commission for its positive advancements but raised a critical concern regarding the proposed amendments to Section 64 of the Electoral Act, adding that under the current law, INEC has the power to review results declared under duress or in contravention of the Electoral Act or INEC's guidelines. However, Soludo also said INEC is reportedly proposing to limit the review power only to cases where elections were declared under duress and challenged the rationale behind INEC seeking an amendment that would limit its capacity to review results, especially when collation officers frequently declare results in contravention of established guidelines. The former CBN governor acknowledged the argument that expanding the review process might inundate INEC with tasks that should ideally go to the courts, potentially forcing the Commission to do the job of the courts, adding that the review process must be robust enough to hold INEC officials to account, and strongly advocated for a legal process that will ensure any INEC official who signs off on a coalition, contrary to the Commission's own guidelines, should be prosecuted and jailed. Former presidential candidate Peter Obi has advised the Lagos state government to temper enforcement with mercy in the demolition of structures, stating that being legally correct is not a substitute for being morally right. The comment came a week after he visited the site of the defense and also justified the demolition as constitutional, adding that the affected traders got ample time to regularize their papers when the state government declared a general amnesty less destructive. When less destructive remedies exist, and recalled a personal experience abroad to illustrate his point. The AGF, represented by Akin Olujimi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, argued a preliminary objection where he urged the apex court to dismiss the case of the plaintiff on various grounds, and also contended that the Supreme Court lacked jurisdiction to entertain the suit because the suit was not competent to be presented directly to the apex court as done by the plaintiff. Adekunle Omoyole, the commander of Osun Amotekun Corps, has escaped an assassination attempt after an ambush by gunmen in Osogbo on Monday. A statement issued by the spokesperson for the corps, Mr. Abbas Yusuf, on Tuesday, Charity Hotel, Osogbo, adding that the commander was driving home alone after official work when some gun-ranking security official raises questions about rising insecurity among those who are tasked with the responsibility of protecting under protective watch. Suspected armed bandits have killed a vigilante member during an attack on Ayekale community, Idofin-Odo Ashe, in Ifelodun local government area of Kwara State. Eyewitnesses said the attack occurred when the bandits invaded the community, shooting repeatedly, and it thus appeared that the vigilantes in the community, however, put up stiff confrontation, leading to the killing of personnel identified as Wale Awon Bembe. In a related, head was murdered when residents were about to observe the 7 p.m. evening Maghrib prayer. Spokesperson for the Kwara State Police Command, SP Adetoun Ejire Adeyemi, 11th October 2025, Wiki also spoke on the President Tinubu's vision for the FCT residents.
Today, We are here to flag off the rehabilitation of the old curfew road from Kado village to Day. You recollect when Mr. President came on board in 2023, and as we were appointed as ministers of state, one of the emergency roads that Mr. President approved that should be done was Saburi 1 and Saburi 2. You agree with me that when we came to commission that road, we did say to you that it can only be complete if this old curfew road from Kado village to Dede is also rehabilitated. Today, to the glory of God, we have come to fulfill that promise. The administration of the traders there, I did assure you that it's not just mere promise, it will be a promise that will be fulfilled, knowing fully well the importance of this road. It's about 15 kilometers. And it was Lubricks have also given this road to do because we believe in their capacity. We believe in the quality they have exhibited before.
Minister again said about 73 schools in Abuja Municipal Area Council are under rehabilitation to boost basic education in the FCT.
That's what it's all about, representation. Representation is not all about talking about yourself. Representation is what we turn to by the time it is completed. I so urge you to also continue every promise Mr. President has made, particularly to the people of Abuja, who have always done it to show you our government, the government of making promises, our government of fulfilling promises. We have just awarded the total rehabilitation of government secondary school, Day. Out of 103 schools, 70 is undergoing construction, 33 will be flagged off soon. Out of 105, 73 of the schools are in Amak, that's in the city. So, you don't need to make a mistake again. Don't allow people who come and tell you stories. Now, seeing is believing. Is that not correct? Seeing is what? Believing. So, I urge you to continue to support the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
While presenting the project overview, the Executive Secretary Engineer Richard Dauda highlighted the importance of Old Kefi Road to Kado and Dede residents.
Awarded to Messrs. Lubric Construction Company Limited in February 2025 and with a completion period of 18 months. The contractor has since commenced work on site and carry on works such as earthworks, concrete drains, culverts, and has achieved some significant progress. Your Excellency, the scope of works include a complete rehabilitation of the 15-kilometer road right from the Outer Northern Expressway up to the intersection of it with N5 and Life Camp by Kado Village in Gwarimpa District. The rehabilitation also includes earthworks, scarification of the existing roads, construction of trapezoidal drains and U-channel drains all along the road on both sides, rehabilitation of existing culverts and bus culverts, as well as construction of new ones, all of various sizes, asphalt road pavement, as well as solar street lighting.
People's Democratic Party in Kaduna State has suspended its state secretary, Mr. Saidu Adamu, over allegations of gross misconduct and anti-party activities. The state publicity secretary of the party, Mrs. Maria Dogo, who disclosed this in a statement in Kaduna on Tuesday, said the suspension was in line with the provisions of Articles 58, Paragraph 1, H, and 57, Paragraph 3 of the PDP Constitution 2017 as amended. And the suspension, which takes immediate effect, will last for 1 month, pending the outcome of investigations and subsequent decisions of the party. The party assured members and the public of its commitment to internal discipline, fairness and justice under the leadership of the state chairman, Mr. Edward Percy Masha, stressing that the ongoing efforts of the State Working Committee are aimed at strengthening the party's structures and ensuring accountability